Music becomes real when a musical idea becomes audible in the fingers. And this is exactly where true musicianship begins. Because when you sit on the stage before you play, you must know what you are about to say. You must know what this music means for you. Let me show you this through the first caprice by Alexander Tsygankov, Prelude. This caprice opens a cycle of 5 pieces that explore the expressive possibilities of the Domra. And as an opening, it must already carry a word. For me, these opening lines are about courage. The courage to begin, the courage to appear, the courage to play. They begin with grandeur and strength. But very quickly something else appears. Doubt, fragility. The music almost begins to sigh. And then it grows again, transforms and returns to its power. Almost like a victory. Maybe this is also about you as a musician, because we all know these moments, strength and weakness, and we move through them, just like this music. So now let's look at how this becomes audible in the score and in the fingers. The first caprice is called Prelude. As an opening piece, it must immediately establish character and direction. It begins with a grand theme. Then follows a vivo, development, a cadenza, and a return to tempo primo. Later, another vivo, and finally a presto, a brilliant coda. So the entire form is held together by this opening and by a established tempo. We do not learn this as one large block. We begin with very small fragments. Even if one fragment takes several days, it is worth it. Because once your body understands the movement, it remembers it. Now let's look at the very first 4 notes. Before you play them, you must already hear where the phrase is going. This phrase moves towards the third note. The first 2 notes accumulate tension, they lead to the 3rd note, and the 4th note release this tension. You must hear this inside yourself before you play. Because without this, you will have no direction and no goal. The marking is forte grandioso, and the first strong beat carries an accent. This means you must shape your forte so that the accent is even stronger. Accents are never played as slaps. This is what professionals hear immediately and what the audience perceives as emotion. You never hit the instrument. Don't do so. No. you go into the sound. The accent is created through pressure inside the tremolo. I showed you already exercises for tremolo, and if you want, I will link it in comment. This shows your professionality. Yeah. This shows your level, your control, and your depth. These 4 notes lead into the strong beat, and then the phrase must be rounded. The tremolo should end upward, never with a downward movement. Upward. Otherwise, you lose the softness. This is what I call the art of 4 notes. Sometimes it is even the art of 2 notes. To play this fragment, you must become almost obsessed with hearing it and shaping it. This is a real art, like fine jewelry, where every detail matters. Not like glass that shines but has no value. Invest your attention, your time and your effort into making your playing real art. Another important detail is the second voice. You must hear it inside before it comes audible. The first voice. So, on plucked instruments, legato does not exist by itself. It is created by the left hand. The fingers shape the sound. Crescendo does not mean accelerando. Piano does not mean slowing down. The tempo must remain stable so that the phrase stays alive. Very often, musicians think they need more technique, but very often that they really need is clarity. Clarity of direction, clarity of inner hearing. And then this clarity appears, technique begins to serve the music. If you feel that technically you can already do a lot, but your playing still does not feel fully alive, this is exactly the work I do with musicians. I currently open a few mentoring conversations. The link is below. Crescendo, here accent is not slap. You are going and this release with up. Once more. For Schlag, then first note and second note, they are making tension and going to the third note and then release. Release with up. Look, so.